Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It's 8:58. It's been like the same temperature all day.
It's 66
all
degrees.
Morning. Yeah, it's like 65 from like 2 o'clock on.
Yeah, it's kind of muggy out there today.
Ugh.
A really pretty start to your Monday. But Justin Horn's here, and he will have your forecast coming up in just a minute. Apparently, our kiddos should start school a little bit later, and they would be safer drivers.
Yeah, that's what it says. That's what the study says. They did a study in Fairfax County. Now, the study was done by Harvard
Virginia,
Research, so Fairfax County, and they said that the kids needed to start a half hour later. So instead of starting at 7:20 a.m., they started at 8:10 a.m., and because of the later start, their driving was better.
Yeah, this was a study they did back in 2015. As you said, Harvard-led, right? Mm-hmm. They said it dropped significantly, the crash period, from 31.63 to 29.59 accidents per 1,000 drivers. And they say the crash rate was the same for teens in the rest of Virginia when the school times did not change. And there is a reason. They believe they have a reason for this.
They believe the reason is people, and specifically teenagers, get more rest. They said teenagers who get more sleep are less likely to make poor decisions, such as not wearing a seatbelt or engaging in distracted driving.
And I think distracted driving leads to most of those crashes. So they said teenagers are more alert if they're able to sleep a little later. During the teen years, the body's internal clock is adjusted. That causes teens to sleep later and wake up later. And if they're forced to wake up early for school, they drive to school when their body is telling them they should be in bed, which of course makes them sleepy and distracted, and they don't pay as much attention.
I'm skeptical of the study.
I'm not, but you're skeptical of everything. Where's your soapbox?
For starters, it only lasted 2 years, and for second, they don't say what time the teens go to bed. So if you're going to go to school later, how many of those teens are just going to stay up later?
But that's not the point. The whole point is about your No, the whole point of the study, I hope other schools will do it. No, listen to me, is that you have an internal body clock that tells you, it's not normal for us to, I don't care if I get 8 hours of sleep. It's not normal to wake up at 2 in the morning.
No.
So I'm still going to be tired.
Okay.
So they're saying teens, because of the way their body's developing and their internal clock works, it's better for them to get up later because that's what their body thinks they should be doing.
So if they got to be at school at 7:20, then they're probably leaving the house at 7 o'clock, let's say. So they're probably getting up at what, 6:15, 45 minutes to get ready?
6:50.
6:15, 6:30, somewhere.
6:50 if it's a boy or girl.
10 minutes to get out the door and
depending on who it is, yeah.
So now they're gonna get 30 more minutes of sleep?
Yeah.
And that 30 minutes is going to make that much of a difference?
Yeah. Let's take a look at your rundown. I'll get a soapbox.
The coronavirus emergency. 3 new states are now reporting cases: New York, Florida, and Rhode Island.
But the big headline overnight, a second death has now been confirmed in the U.S. A man in Seattle area. The first death was also in Washington state.
Local officials outraged this morning after finding out one of the evacuees from Wuhan tested positive for the coronavirus and was released from their quarantine.
And then there were 6. Pete Buttigieg's run for the White House is over.
I am making the difficult decision to suspend my campaign for the presidency.
Starbucks says it has zero tolerance for child labor after an investigation found children as young as 8 years old were picking beans for its coffee.
Bexar County firefighters said they got the call around 9:45 last night to the 1600 block of KSAT12. The fire was going so strong, the home burning down in just 15 minutes.
A massive highway pileup in the snow. 50 vehicles were involved in this crash on Interstate 80 in Wyoming. At least 2 people were killed.
The Vatican is getting ready to release its secret archives. Pope Francis says they include documents from the World War II era during the leadership of Pope Pius XII. NASA expected to reveal the name of its new Mars 2020 rover. The space agency turned to youth for the highly anticipated title by holding a Name That Rover essay contest.
Dozens of students gathered near Penn State to pay their respects to a Taco Bell. The restaurant shut down recently, and no one knows why. Students carried candles, sang songs.
New York City is ripping out some of the last phone booths still standing on city streets. Nearly all of the booths will be gone by summer, replaced by internet kiosks.
But 4 of them will be kept in service as historic relics.
I feel so old.
Oh, no.
One of my favorite things is it was on Ellen. It was all over Facebook where they got a teen out of the audience, gave her a Yellow Pages book, a rotary phone, and she had to look up a certain place in the Yellow Pages and call it within 2 minutes. She couldn't figure out how to look up the tire place in the first one.
That's sad.
It was hilarious. And then trying Oh my gosh, watching them trying to use rotary phone was awesome.
But I can't believe they're getting rid of phone booths. Not even. What's Superman going to do?
Superman will adapt. He's a Superman.
Nobody carries quarters anymore anyway, so.
I know. I used to put one in my shoe. My mom and dad would.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Hey, Justin, here's my question. What would you name that robot?
The rover robot?
The rover thing, yeah. What would you name it?
I don't know.
Oh, good question, huh?
I have to think about that. I have no idea.
That's right up your alley. That kind of stuff, right? Don't you like that?
Sure.
NASA, space, rovers?
Yeah, well, that is all cool. I don't know. Give me some time. I'll come up with something.
Think about that.
Temperature-wise, right now we're at 66 degrees at the airport, 69 Gonzales, 63 in Uvalde, 59 Rock Springs. We're off to a warm, humid start. We're going to be up around 77 this afternoon, mostly cloudy. Humidity's staying with us. It's going to lead to some storms, I think, as we get into tomorrow. Let's take a look at some of the visibility out there. Rock Springs, one spot that is down close to zero. Otherwise, we're doing okay fog-wise. We had a little bit here in San Antonio, but not much. 71 degrees by noontime, 75 by 2 o'clock. We're up to 77 this afternoon, mostly cloudy. Southeasterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. But the big story this week is going to be the storms tomorrow night. We're going to break it all down for you coming up here in just a couple minutes. Guys?
All right, thank you very much. There's an accident at I-10 and Bernie Stage Road. You see police officers are on the scene, a couple of vehicles, and they do have one lane blocked, obviously, as they're working the accident scene. So keep that in mind if you're heading in that direction.
In the meantime, top stories we are following today. San Antonio police need help tracking down a couple of robbery suspects.
Police say a man and a woman got away with some money from a truck stop on the east side. Take a look at these pictures. The robbery happened back on February 2nd. It was at the Flying J Travel Center. That's in the 1800 block of North Foster Road. Police say the suspects walked up to the cashier with a gun and demanded money. The cashier had a brief struggle with the suspects, but they eventually got away, and they did have some cash on them.
If you recognize the people in these pictures, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP, a cash reward being offered for information that leads to an arrest. Today marks the end of the 14-day quarantine period for the Princess Diamond cruise ship evacuees at Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland.
So that means those people will be allowed to leave today. A plane carrying 151 passengers evacuated from the cruise ship arrived at Lackland back on February 17th. 9 of those people tested positive for the coronavirus during their stay at Lackland. That brings the total number of cases in San Antonio to 11. The patients are being treated at the Texas Center for Infectious Disease.
Here at KSAT, we've done a lot of stories about the coronavirus, and you can find the latest on our website. Just go to KSAT.com and search for coronavirus.
All right, everybody, tomorrow is Super Tuesday, the last day you will be able to vote in the primary election.
All polling stations will be open tomorrow from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., and you won't be restricted to your designated polling station anymore. You can vote at any of the voting centers in Bexar County. But don't forget to bring your important documents with you. You won't be allowed to vote without a valid photo ID or another form of identification.
If you want to find the closest polling site near you or look at a sample ballot, go to KSAT.com, click on the Vote 2020 tab. It's at the top of the page.
Today is a very special day for the Lone Star State. On this day in 1836, the Texas Declaration of Independence officially adopted.
People in San Antonio are celebrating accordingly this morning. Max Massey joins us live at the Alamo. So, Max, what's going on over there?
Good morning, guys. Everything's still getting set up, but there is a lot going on here. There is several different instances of living history. Just behind me, a copy of the Declaration of Independence of Texas. And like you said, signed 1836. Now we are joined here by Ernesto, the curator of the Alamo. So what's the plan for today?
Today we have many activities honoring the 184th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence of Texas. We have living history in the back, as we always do. We have a special treat. We have a blacksmith here, which is not usually here. We have weapons demos, we have writing demos, and then we also have cooking demos.
When people come here today, what kind of stuff can they expect to learn?
They can expect to learn what life was like in the 1830s with an emphasis on the Declaration of Independence.
Now, why is today so important for the people of Texas?
It's really important because 184 years ago, 59 delegates signed the Declaration of Independence against Mexico. And when they did that, it brought what the concept of an independent Texas, which was led to an independent way of thinking for Texans.
Ernesto, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. And guys, don't worry, we are going to join you back here at 9:30 and well, give you a little sneak peek of the Weapons Expo. We're actually just checking it out. It is really cool stuff. We're going to see if we can even get some live demonstrations. Tune in at 9:30.
All right, Max, looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Looks pretty good. Makes you feel like you're in 1836.
Yeah, it does, kind of.
Got a little
Do you
cannon
remember that
back there?
time? Just kidding.